After successfully freeing Latium of Caseo Syracuse, it's time to finally bring our focus back to Soxus Maxima. And today, the first thing we're going to do is probably, most likely, we're going to take care of the trade routes. We're going to kind of take a step back and reestablish everything. We have bigger ships now, so we can have more efficient trade routes. And also, we've learned a lot about the game, so we're going to adjust how we're thinking about what and when we should trade. So a few episodes back, we had an idea of moving all of our farms to another island. And that, it kind of worked. It would have worked, but the trades, they're not very efficient. So what I want to do today is kind of back off of that claim or that plan and get us back to being efficient at things. Some of the things that I don't really think we need to be efficient at are the low level construction goods. Timber, will definitely just purchase that. I think concrete at this point, we might just keep purchasing, and tiles. Marble we have solved already, and everything else we have pretty much in a good position. Agriculture wise, I do want to catch up. You can see we are relying on needing 3 oats from a different island. We need flax from somewhere else, which we can't really make on this island, so that's something that we will do in trade. Wheat we can handle here. Grapes we cannot, or olives we cannot, but grapes we could. And sheep, we have too many sheep right now, so we'll look into that. We'll figure that one out. Pigs are looking good. Snails we can't make. Hemp we can. So we're gonna solve this today. And I think one of the first things we're gonna do is get rid of some of these trade routes and reestablish them. So the ones that absolutely need to stay are gonna be, let's just find those, and we're gonna rename these. So grapes, we know we can change that. We don't necessarily need that to happen, so we'll keep that for now. The snails we do need, but we don't need the hemp, so we'll keep that for now. But this can hold 3 slots, so let's go ahead and rename this so we know it is good. This is going to be, I'm going to call it snail. And it is, oh, it went away where it's showing it's coming from. Let's understand that real quick. Panium 2 main. Okay, so let's go ahead and rename that. Snail. We have it as snail right now. Ooh, learn the UI, bud. That should work to and from there. And we'll get rid of hemp eventually, but we're just kind of keeping an eye on that. So that's the first one we really focused on. And let's see what we need from snails. So tier 3. Do we even need snails to make the brooches? Okay, so that is 130 into 2. Let me check. Oh, looks like we have a quest over here.
Governor, you have to do something. That rotten Syracuse has captured one of my ancillae. She sang to me when I was tiny. Please, you have to help her.
I mean, destroy ships? Is that going to even be possible?
Help me find her before she gets sold off to Minerva knows where.
All right, we'll take care of that a little bit. It doesn't appear to be timed. But let's look over here. So we need to figure out snails. We do have 3. And they're not using any on this island yet. So they're shipping everything they can over to the main island. That's going to be under this category, I believe. Yeah, so they have 18. So that one's going good. That is going fine. So let's make sure we now have good use of that. So the snails are going into, I believe, dye. The dye works. So where do we have dye works? We have 3 dye works. Or we have 4. And let's see how they're producing over here. They are up and running, so that seems to be good. This one says 100%, and it's just starting one. Everything else is at, these ones are at 85, maybe because they're the outskirt ones and they're getting the goods later. But that seems to be good. And that's for loom weavery, which is under a consumer good. Okay, so we're overproducing that right now, which is fine. That means we want to see about, do we have tier 3 anywhere else on this island? Once we get tier 3 on this land, like, do we have any here? We don't. So we could eventually start shipping that out. But right now, let's see what we're doing with these. Yeah, I had a feeling. So maintain at 100. Let's just say right now we're going to sell when we're above 150. And if people do buy them, that's good. If not, eventually we will expand the other islands to need them. So good on that category. All right, I think the best thing to do right now is to go down this list. We're going to start on agricultural goods, and I'm going to make this as good as possible. So right now it looks like oats and wheat are the two things we need, and we're going to need 3 oat fields, and we're going to need 3 oat fields, 3 wheat fields, and 2 grape fields. So I think we're going to come over here. We'll probably add an aqueduct later on from one of these to help out with these farms. So I'm going to go ahead and get those built up and rejoin you.
A structure is under attack.
How are... Oh, this is the quest item. Okay, interrupting my little time lapse, but, or what might have been a time lapse. We'll go ahead and go after it. Well, we might just take this down with our defenses. Let's see if our flagship gets over here in time. See it in the background on its way.
Not this one either.
Okay, so let's grab the flagship and go after that, and we'll let that happen in the background. Okay, back to it. So right now we have added 2 oat fields, and that should give us that 10, and that's about the best ratio we could get. So next to them, I'm going to add a wheat field and see how that does. All right, we're going to take out this ship here, see if this is the one. No good there. All right, let's go to the next one. And this one needs little road access. Let's see what this did to the wheat numbers. So now that gave us 2 out of 3. So we just need 1 more wheat field, and they're large. What is this over here? More oat. Okay. Yeah, yep. That'll be part of what we're fixing. We're trying to make everyone a little bit healthier. And get this one going. That. And how are we looking now? Wheat looking good. Oats, yeah, they're fluctuating. They'll be fine, though, because they're just getting picked up and brought to the warehouse that probably going to need upgraded. Now, this is losing percentages, is it? No, it's still good. Still good. Okay. All right, so next would be satisfying our grape need here. The ailing people might be somewhat causing the problem there. For wine, we're going to want a vineyard, and we want to see if this... I want to kind of bring them out this way, and then behind. Yeah. We'll see if this is enough, or if we're going to need 2 vineyards. Oh, just barely not enough? We need a buff over here to help? Okay. We will need a second one. I think we'll put it right next to it. Like, well, let's rotate it. Let's give it its own area. We'll go over here. Like next to this one. And do a similar type thing where we come off that way and then try to kind of blend in with that one. And will it let us connect it right here? Requires... Okay, that will do it. And then if I hit shift, I can make these just look better. Like that. I think that looks pretty good. So that's going to get us a lot more than we need. But that's all right. But that right now, just doing that should be able to come in here. And this one, we can just go ahead and get rid of this trade route. Don't need it anymore. Now, that also means that over here we have a grape production going on, which is nice, 2 of 2. We could finish the rest of the wine over here. But do they have anyone that requires wine?
The sanctuary is where I feel safest.
They do not yet. And that's something we can do eventually. So we'll keep in mind, right now we're going to take their grapes from raw materials, and we're just going to set this to sell when above 50. Perfect. All right. Next, we want to see... Now, did that do everything we need under agricultural? This is still not... So what do we have going on with these oat fields? Let's take a look. So we have one here, it's 72%, 106... Why is that 100? I don't know why the percentages are like that, but over here, this one's at 240, this one's at 240. Rose thorn, that's fine. We're kind of ignoring that for now. So that's interesting. I don't understand why it keeps doing that, but that's all right. Flax. Let's take a look at flax. We should have a trade route for that. So that's part of our pigs coming over here at flax, and we are sending beer over there and tunics. So that's something we want to solve. Pigs, let's take a look at that. Was that under? It was here. So we have enough pigs that we don't even need that. Apparently. So that means when we come in here, we're probably going to see a lot of pigs. 50 because we've been selling. Okay, so that trade route, let's go ahead and hop into the pig trade route. We're going to remove those. Establish routes. And we're going to rename this one Flax. What's wrong? Oh, because it has grapes on the ship. Let's do... They're all military. For our idle ships, which I guess is okay. 4 slots. We will go ahead and move these things over here. Well, tunics we're going to solve, so let's get rid of that. But we do want to load beer and unload it. We'll get rid of those, and that should be good. So that was the pig route, but we're going to... And that's going to be from... Let's go rename it. We're going to call this one Flax. It's the wrong one. We'll get that fixed. Flax, beer. And then this is going to be between SM, pan to SM. Perfect. I bet there's a way to do this to where I can sort them a little bit better by naming them.
A ship is under attack.
Okay. Ship is under attack. Down here.
What could you possibly require?
Let's get within range. And yeah, really today we're just kind of reestablishing, getting used, or, you know, taking care of our people again, because we were really focused on war for a while. We got to start getting back to a healthy spot and start expanding a little bit more again. Let's just start circling this thing so we take it down. Then hopefully Ben will still be around for us to accept that that festival.
We have to keep looking, Governor.
My goodness. Just none of them. Okay, we have sickness going on here. All right, what is this going? Festival hosted.
Your judiciousness.
In Rosethorn, they want one that's going to give them knowledge boost. We'll go ahead and pay for that. All right, so we were getting our grapes under control. Our pigs were next, so we're good with pigs. Snails we have fine. Those are coming on over. Hemp. We could use a little more hemp. Looks like this is our hemp location, so let's go ahead and add it here. Oh, because I didn't... Oh... I think we have something that allows us to get more of each of these types of fields, which is really going to throw off the numbers, but I'm not concerned with it being overproduced right now. We'll figure out what we want to do with that long term. And then this, if we could sneak as much as possible both directions here. And that should handle that. So now what are we doing with hemp here? That's just 8 out of 9. Interesting. Okay, festival has ended. Okay, let's go ahead, because I did want to take a look at this here. We add right here. And we bring this down to this road if we go blueprint mode. Why not? Because it's blocked. Interesting. Let's just move this a hair over. Make sure it still has 100%. It does. Because of the road? Really? I mean, if we don't have to plan it, let's not. Let's get whatever we can produced. Now I want to come in on this side of the road. And just kind of just come all the way here. And then these things, I don't understand completely how they work, but let's just throw one right there. And that is going to fill up. Now, are these within range then?
Not another stalk, Your Honor.
No road. Okay. So if we grab a road, and we probably want to do the longest one possibly to travel. Oh, yeah, look at that. So this should give these buffs. Storage is full of oats. What? So why? Oh, that's why it's fluctuating. Okay. And what do we make? Okay, so the numbers are confusing me. Let's go ahead and...
Ship is under attack.
All right, maybe we get to finish this quest here.
Salve, Praetor. Venus. Forward.
I'm trying.
Get you home soon.
We got her. All right, so where are we going with her? All right, we'll go there. Okay, so we were... I mean, this is going to throw everything off because these are all going to get a buff, which is great. So we probably should have done that first. So yeah, look at these numbers. They're just skyrocketing. Which is fine. Because we could scale back now. So we have fields here. Do we have any remaining over here? No. This will stay an agricultural hub over here. And then we're going to expand the city all out this direction. And oats was the big dog, right? That we had way too many of now. So oats is still fluctuating. So we need to figure that out. So how are we doing? Now let's go into our consumer goods. Porridge is fine. And porridge is what the oats come from. So let's go ahead and we will set this. Well, what are we doing on these islands? They don't need porridge, right? They're supplying their own. They could use some porridge. We have a ship going there right now. That's why I wanted to get these finished. This has just been oh, there's no slot for that. Idle ship is there. And I want to pick up porridge and unload it. And I also want to load up, oh, look at that. Tunics and unload them. But we need to find that ship and get the grapes off of it right here. All right, so this one, they're just gonna, there go there. So that should take care of that. There shouldn't be any issues on that one anymore, or as of right now. This one just needs to go away. Okay, so that one we're gonna just delete. We took care of that. This is fine. How are they doing? Whoops. Let's get out of that. How are they doing for marble in their reserves? 9. Okay, so that can stay as is. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and rebuild that. And we just have too many ships right now. I don't know if we need these.
We stand waiting.
And they're using a lot of workforce, so that's something I do want to, take a look at eventually.
What could you possibly
So I think we're in a better state trade route-wise. We still have an issue here, which we will figure out later, because that one is in another land. We're going to have to increase our beer supply big time, because everyone over here now has a requirement for beer. So we head on over here. They're going to have a requirement for beer. They're at 0 of 2 right now on the need of that. And same over at Panem. Everyone's going to want beer. And they do have beer because we do have a trade going there for that. But so
I can still feel the rasp of rope through my virgin palms on the day I put out to sea.
okay, interesting. All right, we are arriving with our flagship to get this quest. Let's see what our reward is. And then we have another festival to host. And there you go. There's your friend delivered.
Thank you. Phoebe's been looking after me since I was just a tiny little thing. She's practically family. I'm glad she's safe.
Okay, that's all.
I await your instruction.
Yeah, we don't have the beer. But we will take the festival and always taking a peek at what items we got. Health increase would be nice, but we're doing good. We're doing good. Okie dokie. Trade route wise. Yeah, like I said, we'll fix that one. This is one we did fix, but we need to rename. So that is going to the port. Okay. So this is going to be olives is the main thing on this one. And this is going to be port Saki to SM. Okay. That helps. So that's the only one we'll need to fix. And we'll see if these stay good, and they should. Resin might end up being something that we end up getting too much of. I did notice that the other day. Yeah, we have a ton of it. So that'll cause that trade route to be a little struggling. And nobody wants to buy them. But we'll put this at like 150 and this to 150 as well. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do in today's episode, we are going to redo this eventually, but I want to focus on the library and the temple and the goods that we need for those. So the missing items is going to be this here, the mosaic. And to make mosaic, we're going to need minerals, which then we can turn into, use a mineral crusher, and we also are going to need a clay pit. So what we're going to do, our tiny little island over here, and what kind of workers do we need for these? We do need, is that tier 3? I don't know the logos yet. Tier 2, we can handle that. So over here, we're going to figure out, we want to kind of mass produce this, but I think we're going to want 3, and we do have 3. So let's go ahead and just blueprint these real quick, because we're going to have to bring over some goods for them and get the rest of this. So what is the workforce needed for that? 15. We'll need 15 tier 2. And road-wise, we're just going to connect these up with each other. And we'll bring a main road over right here. Got to go as straight as possible to get in there. And a warehouse. But let's grab our flagship, because it's here doing nothing. We're going to send it home. Well, let's see if maybe they just have it here to buy. No, they don't.
I love trading secrets.
Okay. We'll send it home to get some concrete.
Neptune's finest. Ready.
And these workforce, we're fine leaving that as is. So we're going to need the concrete here. So we're going to need, it looks like just 3 concrete, but we need 15 workers. So plenty of workforce to deal with here. And that's going to give us 12, but we could improve that. What are they lacking? What would give us population? Sandal maker would give us population, and we could do all of this ourselves here. So let's go ahead and get a sandal maker going, and we're going to put this out here by the warehouse. There is the pig production for that, and we'll want 2 of these to that. So we'll want to bring some tile over as well. And then a sandal maker. Now, what's the ratio here? 1 minute to 2 minutes. So we could get 4 of these technically over here. We don't really need them, but just for that 1 salt pit and the 1 pig, we can get that many. So we might as well. 1, 2, so 2 tile each for these, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tiles needed, 12 tiles needed. Okay. So we got our inventory of what we need. We need 3 concrete. And we'll just bring a handful of stuff over. Were we purchasing? I don't think we were. But we should be close to being home, if not already there with the flagship. But we have ships just... Oh, no, it is here already. Okay. Let's go ahead and load up some concrete and tile. We'll just do a whole lot of 50 for them. And concrete. Nope, we want under here. And we will send them on over to Annapolis. So this will get our minerals going. And I think that will give us enough workforce for that. Now, the sandals, once they get sandals, we hover over here, should be 2 population. 1 population each. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be 8 more, and that'll do it. Okay. And then this will need a trade route, and we'll find an idle ship, which will be perfect. And that is going to go from down here to there. We're going to load up on minerals. I don't think we'll produce that much, but we'll just set it up that way. And then that's going to be Oats is the boat name, which is right here. All these goods are just, we don't even need them. I mean, we're at 1.6 million. That is fine, but having a nice new trade route, it's going to be a problem for a little bit. Until the flagship gets over there. Get those things built. There's the flagship. All right, let's do these first.
There is a shortage of workforce in one of your cities.
And that, okay, that did cause us to need to upgrade more. And are we out of goods to upgrade?
Cock 'em sardines, dripping with oil.
Do we have a river slot? We don't have a river slot. All right, we need some more tile. We need some more tile. Let's go get it.
What could you possibly require?
But that should Oh, workforce issue.
There aren't enough of us.
Let's go ahead and pause that. And pause that. That gets our workforce fine. Now they're just waiting for goods.
Materials haven't reached us.
And that will ramp up. So hopefully, you know, besides needing the goods to do the upgrade.
Oh, I can't wear a toga.
Oh, which is just wood.
Side of me bony knees.
Oh. Oh. Now, can we produce that? Yeah, we can put these anywhere now. We can put them anywhere. So let's do that to that. And then you can reach the warehouse, right? Yep. Okay, we'll get that going. We'll grow some trees. Get them produced. Plenty of tile. I could have looked right here. Being silly. And you are not... I was hoping to get a little bit before this got over here to pick up. That's all right. Did I look at population should increase, so why did that not? Oh, because they don't have sandals yet.
Everybody needs a rest now and then.
Oh, because none of them are on. So for now, let's pause that and we'll turn... Oh no, there's a sandal maker on. They're just very slow to produce. Okay, so we need more goods. And no reason to wait for the flagship. We will just grab a bunch of lumber and send it on over. Say Annapolis? You can't reach? Oh, because there's no road connection like that.
Can't make something out of nothing, Gov.
Oh, you're gonna go to the warehouse instead of right here? Why can't you just go directly here? Even if we do that, and then they're just connected to each other? I thought that's how it works. Let's see, 47%, or it's getting through one. We'll see if it automatically goes there now. Well, let's see. Yeah, minor issue at a trade route should be... Oh, that's fine. We knew about that one. Okay, so am I doing something silly here? Maybe I just misunderstood it. So that will ramp up, but we do have a ship coming on over here to bring us wood.
See? But sometimes
And we just need to be patient.
ships meet.
We'll make the best out of this little island. This is awesome. Wow, we ran out of research. I don't know what we want to go after right now. We're getting close to having everything unlocked. That one's locked. Let's see. Let's go military. We'll just keep improving over here. Yeah, just keep adding a bunch of military stuff at this point. But all that porridge getting delivered. Oh, they're getting their fish. Never mind. They're picking up fish. All right, here's our ship we're waiting for.
What could you possibly require?
All right, let's go ahead and update this whole section here and see what we get our workforce to. 14. Now let's go ahead and upgrade that. And let's get all of these back on that were sleeping. And see how our workforce is. You have no goods, but we're full on fish. Crazy. Okay. One market fills up the fish. Let's go ahead and sell one above 50 here. We'll do minimum stock. We won't do any trades there. But now we need to get these going. So we do have 6 workers. We want 15. So we're gonna have to balance it out.
It feels like it does you good to eat a sardine.
And we could do this whole section here. Yeah, and that should be a pretty good balance there. Nice. All right, so now we just need to let the minerals start rolling in. And they can take most of that wood, but not all of it. And yeah, this island should be really self-sufficient at this point, and they're going to be our mineral exporter, which is great. Okay, so back to the main island. The next thing we want to look at here for these is we're going to want 4 of these, and we do have like an industrial area over here, but I want to kind of move it out here. Even though I said it was agriculture, it's going to be a, you know, agriculture industrial type of a mixture. And to have 4 of these, let's go ahead and go into planning mode. All right, added 2 clay pits as well. And then over here, apparently we can produce a ton of these, but they're huge. So where are we going to fit these in? And fire is a problem. I don't think we're going to... Actually, that's fine with that, but I think we'll just start out with 2 of these. And we can expand that if we need to produce more, because I do know we'll be using the mineral crusher. Should also be, because we could create glass at this point. And some sand if we need to. So how are we? This is going to need charcoal. How are we on that? We should be okay. Let's go ahead and upgrade these. I know it'll be a little bit of time before we get our minerals in. That's a nice looking little district there. Let's take a look at that close up. Near the aqueduct, which I don't think it really needs that. Maybe that would pollute the water a little bit. Not bad. Do these reach the aqueduct? No. We put that there. And rotate it. Like that. Oh, water can't go uphill. What if it came from here? Just uses the land. Not a big fan of how it uses that. That will route to most of those. Yeah, that'll get these fields. All right, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So they're just waiting for goods. And let's check that trade route. Oh, it looks like it is showing up right now. See how many it picks up. 13, not bad. Not bad. That's a good start. They can have some city watch stuff. We have a little bit of workforce for that. Let's see what we can do. Before workforce to get some fire safety, which I think should go about right there. And then we could do another row of houses like that. Let's go ahead and upgrade those. Go ahead and build that. And that'll get our workforce to grow a little bit as those populate, and that should allow us to get some medical, which how many is that? That's 8 workforce. Let's just plan that now. And let's give them a city watch as well. Give them, an actual little town here. And I don't know if I want to give them a villa, but I wouldn't mind giving them an office. And we can get some buffs over here. I think we can build that. That. Be a little short on workforce, but we could expand a little bit more to solve that. And just kind of building what we need over here. Those will populate up, and the workforce should take care of itself. And the oat ship is on its way back to get the mineral production going. So now it's just a little bit of a waiting game until it's time to get some of those, which we really need 5, and we just need 20 mosaics to hit our goal for today. Well, it looks like we did fix all our trade routes. The beer one is looking pretty good in Albion. So that was the big thing I wanted to do today, but now it is time to just wait for the oat ship to get over here, which needs to be renamed, and get these productions up and running. Now again, we do have
choice ingredients.
I know, ma'am. We are working on it for you. But, oh, workforce issue. So we did want to start fixing that as well. I don't want to hold shift. I just want to do this row here. And that got that solved. So yeah, we will. Ooh, we're down to 29. So we will do something with some of these ships to reclaim that. Let's grab the ones that don't have the scorpions or captains. So not those two. None of these really. Well, this one we could. And we'll grab 2 of these to sell right now. So we'll grab this one and that one. And we're going to come up here to Diana and we're going to sell those. I do love that I'm getting the hang of this though. So if we click on here, we should be able to see where the boat is in the route. Keep calling it a boat. It's a ship. All right, there it is. So we hover over it. We could see it. Nice. And then, gosh, by the time they get back, do we need 2 ships on this route? Because of how far it is. They have 18 already. I think we do want to do that. So let's go in here. Add another ship. We'll find just any of our idle ones. I mean, we might as well have these things doing something. 3 cargo slots. We just need 2. Let's grab that one. We'll add it, but then we need to find it. Oh, it's the one right here.
What could you
Let's drop
possibly
that.
require?
And perfect. Actually, we wanted that to go in there. That's okay. So they'll take those 18, and they should be separated pretty good, so we should constantly have minerals moving back and forth.
So wary, Praetor.
Yeah, look at that. Grabbing 50. Oh, everything's working better now. So the big thing that I did wrong was we were trying to feed the main island instead of using everything we can produce on the main island and just importing what we can't. And I think that new setup is much better. So this is an old trade ship that we need to just get this stuff off of.
Forward!
Now this is one that I am going to want to go back and forth between Albion and Latium because it has the 5 slots. So we'll be focusing on that a little bit later. Today we really wanted to focus on getting the minerals in here. And that's not it. Is this there here? Here it is. So I don't know how far 13's definitely not going to get us enough for both, but it might be able to get the library built. 13. So these, did they have a warehouse? They do, but I think they deserve their own right here. And we'll make it an upgraded one as well. We do have enough workforce for that. So that should instantly start bringing them the minerals, you would think. Maybe that needs some time to ramp up. We have minerals, 13. Minerals. On the island, 13. Interesting. Oh, all the way from down here, they're loading them up. So we see them load. I want to see how many they take. So they're just going to take 3? No wonder things take so long. So they did take all of them. So it'll take a while to get all of these up to production. Okay, that makes sense. 3 coming, but there should be the click over here. They get 4, they get 3. Okay, they did evenly distribute them. That's awesome. And we should have the other 18 coming soon.
The Liberty find their bearings. I am sure they have admirable qualities.
So wary, Praetor.
Perfect. All right. So these ones should start getting under production soon. They should be unloading right now. Very nice. And maybe the next, those already queued up, so I assume next time it'll use this warehouse.
I enjoy a touch of work now and then.
And they are gonna send it straight over. They have a little bit of charcoal already. Just getting the goods unloaded now. And they're producing, but they don't have anything in reserve. So we'll get 1 out of here. And what's the time on that? 2 minutes. So we'll get 1 per minute right now when that's in full motion. Let's go ahead and speed up time a little bit. Now I want to see if they're going to get another pigment before they finish, because that's what really gets them up to production. Yep, dropping it off.
A tardy little Libertus told me
We should see our first one down here in a second.
I had a
Yep, 1.
at it.
All right, so just 4 more of those. And we'll be able to get our library. So just the waiting game here. We've gone through all of our minerals, but more should be coming in momentarily. Let's check our trade route. Ship already on its way back, which has 23, and the other one has 11 coming back. So it looks like the 18 did already get here, and I just missed that. But with the 2 ships, you can see 1 here by the island leaving. 1's already halfway there. That should be pretty good for this one. We're up to 3 already. Perfect. And they have missing goods now. And they burnt through it. So once those next 2 deliveries go, these should stay under production moving forward now. And let's go ahead. Once we get this 5, maybe we'll just keep it, let it cruise until we get enough on ×3. But any moment now, we should be able to produce this. Or build it, I should say. There it is. All right. And a problem. Grapes. Because we have too many. So we'll have to take a look at that. That means we can produce more wine. Or olives, sorry, olives. We can. Are we producing the olive oil? What was on that broken route? We can produce more olive oil. Okay, so how are we on that? Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. And we do get a buff on those. So we'll put this out here. And I would rather have good finished products than just grapes sitting around, or olives sitting around. That's why we did that. Okay. So now we're waiting for this to build back up to our 15 that we need for the temple. But this, we can see a nice, it does have a fire increase. And we are down to in the negatives again. So we'll have to take a look at that eventually. And we have a buff right now, so that's gonna be rough. We need to get more aqueduct stuff over. Like, I don't know if we get another, like the forum covers pretty well though. Yeah, or what about is it the baths? Fire +3. Yeah, so the baths is the thing that really helps. So over here, our fire is probably a little bit more negative. Yeah. We'll sort that out later. All right, let's see. They should be good. Yeah, 4 of 4, 4 of 4. Production should be up and running and good, and it is tempting. I don't know how often we're going to need mosaics long term. So it's kind of confusing on how much we need to produce. But I do want to sneak in another one of these right here. And whoops, we need to go a little farther off on the road to allow a road in here. But we should be able to get our production going even better on that. Yep, the beer one, that is what we expected. And it looks like we should have already fixed the olive one because we hover over here. 243, that number should start declining. And that should allow that not to be a problem. Though tunics, it seems like, are gonna be, because they have plenty over there. Are they doing their own tunics now? Ah, forget. They are. So do we even need that?
Sardine and I, we're both very small fish.
But they're not producing enough. So it almost seems like you just get rid of that now that we have that trade route working. And these are 1-to-1, so I think we will. That is the hemp farm there. And the tunic maker, we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. So that should help out the trade route to be a little bit more efficient. Oh, look at this. We're up to 13 now because these are going to be getting populated. Yeah. In full production. The two ships definitely helped that. Now we should be getting 2 per minute. And there we go. And that increased our fire as well. That's crazy. All these buildings with fire issues. It says +6 fire safety. Oh, but this is like fluctuating. So many positives, lots of negatives.
Your people are ailing.
A cornucopia would not run out of space.
All right, so we have too much dye now. Are we producing enough of those? Yeah, look at this happiness. We're
The city is unhealthy. Ideal conditions.
oh
Plague.
boy, that's health.
One of your cities is at risk of a great fire.
Okay, things just got interesting because we added a temple and a library. Let's look at some basic services here. Health needs increase. Are there any areas that this could really help? Just a little bit right here. Was there a secondary health one right here? So we could put some of these around and start really getting this down a little bit more. Can we fit that right there? We can. Okay, we're at 427. It's still growing. My goodness. I don't really know if one's needed out here, but we'll go ahead and add that. Just trying to get these out of the red at minimum, and then fire. The wells could help with that. That's out of the red. Do those need roads? I don't think they do. Put a little well out here. I think we will put an actual fire station out here too. So we're out of the red now, but I want to get that a little bit lower. All right, I think that makes me a little bit more satisfied. Okay. A little slower paced episode, but we're figuring out how we want to display this game. Just the beer one, and we'll take care of that next. But most of our trade routes here in Latium are doing pretty good. We'll get to Albion possibly next episode. might do my redesign of this area next episode, but we're definitely going to want to build up the workforce to start this phase here. And it looks like we have the goods except for the workforce right now. So we'll be doing that soon. I think from this group, yeah, they're pretty close to being maxed out, and really don't understand the purpose of needing them to be, other than wanting to get necklaces and cloaks. Just kind of a nice to have at this point. So we'll get our amphitheater built soon, and you know, while we're taking a break from war, we do need to get back over to Albion and start building up there. But these cities are starting to grow a little bit intimidating. Maybe we need to go down the research route of treaties so we can eventually use the Emperor's favor to just take over some of these places. I thought, is this it right? No, those are large loans. Did we already do that? Should be under civic, I would believe. Yeah, we do have alliance treaties. Okay, let's, what is request an alliance? They are on there. So the thing, just to end this episode, that I was looking at is, we're at 66. We did decline a task during last episode that we just weren't going to be able to do. But Dorian being -15, I think he's going to be our first target if we do end up going to war to take over. But look at this. Wow. He's got some defense. And we got some sickness. My goodness. So much to take care of, but I could go on all day. Let's end this episode now. Get it edited out for you guys. I'm SocksWayUp. Thanks for hanging out. Little slower episode, getting things rearranged and reorganized, but we also did get the temple built and probably could move that a little bit to enjoy the buff a little bit better, and we might look into that next episode. But we also do have our library, which did add -2 fire safety to all the buildings surrounding it, and that really did kick that up. So maybe this is something we want not around all of our houses. So we'll look at that a little bit more next episode. SocksWayUp. I'll catch you on the next one.